Star Wars Episode 9, being the final film of the sequel trilogy, is currently being shot over at Pinewood within the UK by JJ Abrams. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, George Lucas's outlook on the entire Star Wars franchise is, it's like poetry, it rhymes, and we've been seeing this same exact pattern since the very original trilogy of Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi, and of course leading into the prequel trilogy and the sequels alike. We see all these different parallels back and forth here and there throughout all of the different Star Wars movies. Very much with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and we all expect to see this once again in Episode 9. Now the thing here is this, is that JJ Abrams, he has said before in the past that Episode 9, it won't really be a Star Wars movie that's going to copy another beat for beat per se. But aside from all of that, it will still hold those parallels and stay true to George Lucas's outlook. Now, these past couple of weeks, we've been learning a whole lot more about the final film of the sequel trilogy, that being, of course, Episode 9. We've been going over all of the different concept and storyboard descriptions, etc., different filming locations that Disney and Lucasfilm are looking at, such as Jordan. But aside from all of that, one of the other descriptions has all to do with a scene that may or may not come into fruition for Star Wars Episode 9 per se, but they do plan on shooting a scene involving both Finn, Poe, and Rose over at the Cardington Sheds. Now, one of the storyboard details has all to do with Finn and Poe being handcuffed in front of a hut which is believed to be Rada. Now, let me stop right here for a second, because Rada, he is a character from the Clone Wars. He is the son of Jabba the Hutt, so Rada the Hutt could very well be playing a large role in Episode 9. Now, we actually heard about this lightly. You guys may or may not recall this, but we heard about this lightly a couple of months ago, that Rada would be a part of Episode 9. It also makes sense since JJ Abrams is planning on introducing a lot of the Clone Wars material in this movie. So, moving on forward, it's followed by Finn and Poe escaping, being chased by the First Order stormtroopers down an alleyway before they meet up with Rose and some unidentified character, and the scene is to be shot at Cardington. Now, this seems to me like JJ Abrams' version of the Jabba's Palace, shootout sequence, or whatever you want to call it, the rescue mission in order to save Han Solo. That whole entire sequence, I believe that this in and on itself is a parallel to just that. Now, am I really on board about Rose being in this movie? No. I was not a fan of the character at all whatsoever. All due respect to the actress Kelly Marie Tran, I just did not feel anything for the character in The Last Jedi, and the fact that Rose is going to have a bigger role in Episode 9, and yes, she is, Kelly Marie Tran is going to have more scenes in this movie. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but for me, I think it would have been far more better to have somebody else on board portraying a new character to fill in her role. And some of you guys, I know that there's a lot of confusion out there that, oh, didn't Rose die at the very end of The Last Jedi? Actually, no. In fact, if you guys read the comics, it goes over the events in between The Last Jedi and Episode 9, and it actually goes over Rose a little bit, and she did survive indeed. That's why you do see Finn taking care of her at the end of the movie. But as far as Finn and Poe working together more now, that is something that I'm really looking forward to. We haven't really gotten a lot of that now, have we? Except for The Force Awakens, where they are working inside of the TIE Fighter before they crash land on Jakku, and some other small sequences throughout The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi here and there. Other than that, we really haven't seen these two characters together in action, going up against the First Order per se, and that is something that I think a lot of fans want to see on screen. Again, I like Oscar Isaac, I like John Boyega, and I would really love to see these two characters work together in a scene that actually has a lot of action-packed moments. Now, the fact that Rose will be a part of this chase scene, from what it seems, this escape scene from Rada the Hutt, and whether it's a palace or not, I have no idea. I'll laugh if it's actually a palace. That'll be pretty funny, but Let me know what you guys think about Rada the Hutt quite possibly being a part of Episode 9. Do you think that that is too much of copying Return of the Jedi, or does this pass to you guys as a simple parallel to that of Return of the Jedi? Another parallel that we could very well be seeing is the return of Jakku, and the reason why I bring this up is because they're looking at Jordan. Jordan was the original location that they were going to use for Jakku, which ultimately, you know, they used, of course, Abu Dhabi as the stand-in for that planet. Now, in the original trilogy, Tatooine shows up in the first and the third movie, right? A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. They could be trying to do the same exact thing here with Episode 9, where Jakku appears in The Force Awakens, and then it comes back in Episode 9 briefly. So let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night